Alright, hello, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing another episode of Your Questions Answered, and the questions this week come from Erin and Aly, and they both ask kind of similar questions. Erin asked me about my career and life aspirations, and Alice has asked me about my inspiration to follow my career path. So I'm going to answer both of them kind of together today. I've got a list of things that have all been quite significant for me in choosing the kind of career I wanted to go into. Since I picked geography for GCSE and then for A-level, I've become increasingly more interested in the environment and everything to do with it really. Through the 8 weeks of lockdown that we've seen, the difference that's been made has been quite inspiring, so I guess you could say that's one reason for why I want to go further with this. I've been gradually interested in all aspects of the environment. As a young person, I feel it's important that we clear up the mess the last generation have made. So it's a key industry. It's going to become an industry to work in. As I said in my last video about the Green Deal, the infrastructure needed to actually go green is going to be massive. Going into reporting, presenting and inspiring and educating is one of the key things that I believe we're going to need in order to get people on board with a more green and environmentally friendly life. So one of my earliest memories about being inspired and wanting to make a difference was watching the biopic Rocket Man for Elton John, performed by Taron Egerton. As you see his struggle coming out as like a gay performer and his family and his really horrible dad and his terrible home life, to still come out the other end of that and do something absolutely incredible. It was really at the end for me where the film's finished and it comes up on the screen talking about the billions of pounds he's donated to the AIDS foundations and to save children living in poverty, and that was really inspiring. I'm not saying I'm going to be any massive artist or anything, but just the ethos around his name and what he's done I found really inspiring and quite incredible. And yeah, for me that was one of my initial things of thinking I want to do something in the public eye. So yeah, ultimately you become a presenter to report and inspire people. It's about educating and changing their mindsets, and I think especially around the environment, it's something that a lot of us, we know about it but we don't actually act on it. So whilst I've been watching documentaries and I've been reading, I've had ultimately kind of three really main inspirational figures who made me want to go into environmental reporting. So one was Simon Reeve. Simon Reeve does fantastic documentaries. He's done all kinds of things, but he's specifically about the environment. I'm reading this book at the moment. It's all about his life, and he's been all over the world. So loads and loads of stories, early life, all that kind of stuff. That book is fantastic. So Simon Reeve's one of them. The second one's David Attenborough, which I think a lot of people, regardless if you enjoy talking about the environment or you're into that kind of thing, will find him a very inspiring man. So you've got him, and you've also got Louis Theroux. So Louis Theroux does a few documentaries on the environment, unlike Simon and David, if I can call them by their first names, who do a lot of environmental stuff. Louis Theroux does does environmental things, but does also a lot of things on drug trafficking, the crime, poverty, those kind of subjects. He does a lot on those, and again they're great things to watch regardless if you're inspired by the environment, because the way he presents and the way he does it is very unique and special to him. I do a lot of reading as well. Apart from Simon Reeve's book, I've also got Alexander Murray's Geography Why It Matters book. That's another really good one, and Tim Marshall's Geopolitics book, which is downstairs somewhere, another very good book. It's called Prisoners of Geography if you're interested. And the National Geographics, I've got a whole stash of them there. I get them monthly, and they're very inspiring because they talk about small rural communities all over the world who haven't got the money and the resources like big HIC countries and cities and the infrastructure they have. And they make do with what they've got. So they do small-scale projects to tackle climate change, or they come up with their own ingenious ways of tackling plastic pollution. If I had to tell you my main aspiration though, and if I had to say I would love to do this, it'd be I'd love to travel the world. I'd love to travel the world with a film crew and do what environmental reporters do. It's pure, it's a raw reaction to what's going on, and it's describing, talking about what's happening around them. And after my travels in India, I was very inspired by getting involved in the culture there and doing something new and overcoming problems, a bit like Stacey Dooley does in her BBC documentaries. With regards to flying as well and travelling to make documentaries, right now that's not very sustainable. So by the time, hopefully, if I did get the chance to do that and I work hard enough and I get to that point, we might have electric planes, for example. Rolls-Royce were looking at this a while ago now. And it is possible, the outside into their home, and that's another thing I think is brilliant, is when I'm watching Simon Reeve, I'm watching Lou Ferrou or David Attenborough, they really bring a new kind of environment that you've never even seen before, and they bring it into your home and they make it seem so, they make it really easy to understand and really accessible to everyone. And I think that's the important thing about environmental issues. There's a lot of technicality behind it, a lot of scientific stuff, a lot of specifics, but if you can dumb that down so as many people can understand it's possible, you'll get a much greater audience for things like that. Which a fantastic family and friends as well, who are all are brilliant in, you know, motivating me and pushing me forward to do better. And ultimately, it's up here. I have the drive to do something, and I want to make it, which is why I'm making these videos now. I'm blogging. I'm trying to get that little break, or get that, you know, get that evidence there that I'm doing stuff. And you never know. If you work hard, you never know what might happen, and that's the way I'm looking at it now. So, Erin, Alice, I hope that answered your question. They're all the initial things I can think of which have inspired me along this path to where I am now. Do keep your questions coming though. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.